Deuteronomy chapter 29. Moses called to all Israel and said to them, "You have seen all that Adonai did before your eyes in the land of Egypt, to Pharaoh and all his servants and all his land, the great trials that your eyes saw, those great signs and wonders. But to this day Adonai has not given you a heart to know, or eyes to see, or ears to hear. I led you 40 years in the wilderness. Your clothes have not worn out on you, and your sandals have not worn out on your feet. Bread you have not eaten, and wine and strong drink you have not drunk, in order that you may know that I am Adonai your God. When you came to this place, King Sihon of Heshbon and King Og of the Bashan came out against us to battle, but we struck them down. We took their land and gave it as an inheritance to Reuben, Gad, and the half tribe of Manasseh. So keep the words of this covenant and do them, so that you may prosper in all that you do. You are standing today, all of you, before Adonai your God, the heads of your tribes, your elders, your officials, all the men of Israel, your children, your wives, and the outsider within your camp, from your woodchopper to your water carrier. Each of you is to cross over into the covenant of Adonai your God that he is cutting with you today, and into his oath. This is in order to confirm you today as his people. So he will be your God, just as he promised you, and just as he swore to your fathers, to Abraham, to Isaac, and to Jacob. Not with you alone am I cutting this covenant and his oath, but with whomever is standing here with us today before Adonai our God, and with whomever is not here with us today. Indeed, you know how we dealt in the land of Egypt, and how we crossed through the nations that we passed through. You saw their detestable things and their idols, wood and stone, silver and gold, that were with them. Beware in case there is among you a man or woman or family or tribe whose hearts turns away today from Adonai our God to go serve the gods of those nations. Beware in case there is among you a root producing poison and bitter fruit. Now, when someone hears the words of this oath and in his heart considers himself blessed, thinking, "Shalom will be mine, even though I walk in the stubbornness of my heart," thus sweeping away the moist with the dry, Adonai will be unwilling to forgive him. But then the anger of Adonai and his jealousy will smoke against that person. So all the oath that is written in this scroll will settle on him, and Adonai will blot out his name from under the heavens. Adonai will single him out from all the tribes of Israel for calamity, according to all the oaths of the covenant written in this scroll of the Torah. The following generation, your children who rise up after you, and the foreigner who comes from a distant land will say, when they see the plagues of that land and the sickness Adonai afflicted on it, sulfur and salt, the whole land burnt. It cannot be planted, it cannot sprout. No grass can grow up on it, like the overthrow of Sodom and Gomorrah, Admah and Zeboim, which Adonai overturned in his anger and in his wrath. All the nations will say, "Why has Adonai done this to this land? Why this great burning anger?" Then they will say, "Because they abandoned the covenant of Adonai, the God of their fathers, which he cut with them when he brought them out from the land of Egypt. They went and served other gods and bowed down to them, gods they never knew that he had not allotted to them. So Adonai's anger burned against that land, bringing on it every curse written in this scroll. Adonai has uprooted them from their soil in anger and wrath and great fury, and hurled them into another land, as is the case this day. The secret things belong to Adonai our God, but the things revealed belong to us and to our children forever, in order to do all the words of this Torah." Chapter 30. Now, when all these things come upon you, the blessing and the curse that I have set before you, and you take them to heart in all the nations where Adonai your God has banished you, and you return to Adonai your God and listen to his voice according to all that I am commanding you today, you and your children, with all your heart and with all your soul, then Adonai your God will bring you back from captivity and have compassion on you, and he will return and gather you from all the peoples where Adonai your God has scattered you. Even if your outcasts are at the ends of the heavens, from there Adonai your God will gather you, and from there he will bring you. Adonai your God will bring you into the land where that your fathers possessed, and you will possess it. And he will do you good and multiply you more than your fathers. Also, Adonai your God will circumcise your heart and the heart of your descendants, to love Adonai your God with all your heart and with all your soul, in order that you may live. Adonai your God will put all these curses on your enemies and those who hate you, who persecuted you. Then you will return and listen to the voice of Adonai and do all his mitzvot that I am commanding you today. Adonai your God will make you prosper in all the work of your hand, in the fruit of your womb and the offspring of your livestock, and the produce of your soil for good. For Adonai will again rejoice over you for good, as he rejoiced over your fathers. When you listen to the voice of Adonai your God, to keep his mitzvot and his statutes that are written in this scroll of the Torah, when you turn to Adonai your God with all your heart and with all your soul. For this mitzvah that I am commanding you today is not too difficult for you, nor it is far off. It is not in the heavens that you should say, who will go up for us to the heavens and get it for us and have us hear it so we may do it. Nor is it across the sea that you should say, who will cross over for us to the other side of the sea and get it for us and have us hear it so we may do it. No, the word is very near to you, in your mouth and in your heart, to do it. See, I have set before you today life and good, and death and evil. What I am commanding you today is to love Adonai your God, to walk in his ways, to keep his mitzvot, statutes, and ordinances. Then you will live and multiply, and Adonai your God will bless you in the land you are going in to possess. But in your heart turns away and you do not listen, but are drawn away and bow down to other gods and worship them. I tell you today that you will certainly perish. You will not prolong your days on the land where you are about to cross over the Jordan to go in to possess. I call the heavens and the earth to witness about you today, that I have set before you life and death, the blessing and the curse. Therefore, choose life so that you and your descendants may live, by loving Adonai your God, listening to his voice and clinging to him. For he is your life and the length of your days, that you may dwell on the land that Adonai swore to your fathers, to Abraham, to Isaac, and to Jacob, to give them. Chapter 31. Then Moshe went and spoke these words to all Israel. He said to them, I am 120 years old today. I am no longer able to go out and come in. Adonai has said to me, you are not to cross over this Jordan. Adonai your God, he will cross over before you. He will destroy these nations from before you, and you will dispossess them. Joshua will cross over before you, just as Adonai has promised. Adonai will do to them just as he did to Sihon and Og, the kings of the Amorites, and to their land, when he destroyed them. Adonai will give them over to you, and you are to do them according to all the mitzvot that I commanded you. Chazak, be courageous. Do not be afraid or tremble before them. For Adonai your God, he is the one who goes with you. He will not fail you or abandon you. Then Moshe summoned Joshua and said to him in the sight of all Israel, "Be strong, be courageous, for you are to go with this people into the land Adonai has sworn to their fathers to give them, and you are to enable them to inherit it. Adonai, he is the one who goes before you. He will be with you. He will not fail you or abandon you. Do not fear or be discouraged." Moshe wrote down this Torah and gave it to the Kohanim, the sons of Levi, who carry the ark of the covenant of Adonai, and to all the elders of Israel. Then Moshe commanded them, saying, "At the end of every 7 years, in the set time of the year of canceling debts, during the feast of Sukkot, when all Israel comes to appear before Adonai your God in the place he chooses, you are to read this Torah before them in their hearing. Gather the people, the men and women and little ones, and the outsider within your town gates, so they may hear and so they may learn, and they will fear Adonai your God and take care to do all the words of this Torah. So their children who have not known will hear and learn, and to fear Adonai your God all the days you live on the land you are about to cross over the Jordan to possess." Then Adonai said to Moshe, "Behold, your time to die is near. Call Joshua and present yourselves at the tent of meeting, and I will commission him." Moshe and Joshua went and presented themselves at the tent of meeting. Adonai appeared in the tent in a pillar of cloud, and the pillar of cloud stood over the opening of the tent. Adonai said to Moshe, "Behold, you are about to lie down with your fathers. Then this people will rise up and prostitute themselves with the foreign gods of the land they are entering. They will abandon me and break my covenant that I cut out with them. Then my anger will flare against them on that day, and I will abandon them and hide my face from them, so they will be devoured, and many evils and troubles will come on them. They will say on that day, 'Isn't it because our God is not among us that these evils have come on us?' I will surely hide my face on that day because of all the evil they have done, for they have turned to other gods. Now write this song for yourselves and teach it to Bnei Israel. Put it in their mouth so that this song may be witness for me against Bnei Israel. For when I bring them to the land flowing with milk and honey that I swore to their fathers, and they eat and are satisfied and grow fat, then they will turn to other gods and serve them, and they will spurn me and break my covenant. Now when many evils and troubles have come on them, this song will confront them as a witness, for it will not be forgotten from the mouth of their descendants. For I know the intention they are devising this day, even before I bring them into the land that I swore." That day Moshe wrote this song and taught it to Bnei Israel. Then he commissioned Joshua son of Nun and said, "Chazak, be courageous, for you will bring Bnei Israel into the land I swore to them, and I will be with you." Now when Moshe had finished writing the words of this Torah on a scroll right to the end, Moshe commanded the Levites, carriers of the ark of the covenant of Adonai, saying, "Take the scroll of the Torah and place it beside the ark of the covenant of Adonai your God. It will remain there as a witness against you, for I know your rebellion and your stiff neck. Indeed, while I am still alive with you today, you have been rebellious against Adonai. How much more then after my death? Gather to me all the elders of your tribes and your officials, so that I may speak these words in their ears and call heaven and earth to witness against them. For I know that after my death you will certainly act corruptly and turn aside from the way I have commanded you. So evil will fall upon you in the latter days, because you will do what is evil in the sight of Adonai, provoking him to anger by the work of your hands." Moshe spoke in the hearing of the whole community of Israel the words of this song right to the end. Chapter 32. Give ear, O heavens, and I will speak. Let the earth hear the words of my mouth. May my teaching trickle like rain and my speech distill like dew, like gentle rain on the new grass, like showers on tender plants. For I will proclaim Adonai's name, ascribe greatness to our God, the rock, blameless in his work. Indeed, all his ways are just, God of faithfulness without iniquity, righteous and upright is he. Did it corrupt him? No, the blemish is his children's, a generation crooked and twisted. Is this how you pay back Adonai, O foolish, unwise people? Isn't he your father who ransomed you? He made you and established you. Remember the days of antiquity. Understand the years across generations. Ask your father, and he will tell you. Your elders, and they will say to you, when Elion gave nations their heritage, when he separated the sons of man, he set boundaries for the people by the number of Bnei Israel. But Adonai's portion of his people, Jacob, is the share of his inheritance. He found him in the wilderness land, in the void of howling waste. He surrounded him and cared for him, guarded him as the pupil of his eye. As an eagle stirs up its nest, hovers over its young, he spreads his wings, catches him, lifts him up on his pinions. Adonai alone guided him. There was no foreign god with him. He made him mount the heights of the land, so he ate the produce of the field. He suckled him with the honey from a rock, with oil from a flinty boulder, butter of cattle and milk of a flock, with fat of rams of the Bashan and he-goats, with fat of the kidneys of wheat and blood of grapes you drank. But Jeshurun grew fat and kicked. You got fat, you grew thick, you gorged. He forsook God who made him. He mocked the rock of his salvation. They made him jealous with strangers, with abominations they angered him. They sacrificed to demons, a non-God, gods they have not known, to new ones who came in lately, ones your fathers had not dreaded. The rock who birthed you, you ignored. You forgot God who brought you forth. Adonai saw, and he spurned his sons and his daughters out of vexation. He said, I will hide my face from them. I want to see their hereafter. For they are an upside down generation, children with no faithfulness in them. They made me jealous with non-God. They vexed me with airy idols. So I will make them jealous with non-people. With a foolish nation I will vex them. For fire has ignited in my nostrils. It will burn to Sheol beneath, devour the earth and her produce, the scorch of the foundations of mountains. I will heap calamities upon them. With my rose I will finish them. Wasted by famine, ravaged by plague, and pestilence so bitter. Fangs of beasts I will let loose on them, with venom of creepers in the dust. Outside the sword deals death, and inside terror. To both young men and women, infants with men of gray hair, I would have said, I will hack them to pieces, make the memory of them cease from mankind. Except I dread the taunt of the enemy, lest their foes might misconstrue, lest they say, our hand is held high and Adonai has not done all this. For they are a nation lacking counsel, among them there is no understanding. If they were wise, they would discern this, they would understand thereafter. How can one chase 1,000 and 2,000 put 10,000 to flight, unless their rock has sold them, and Adonai had handled them over? Surely their rock is not like our rock. Surely their rock is not like our rock, as even our enemies judge. For their vine is from the vine of Sodom and from the terrace of Gomorrah. Its grapes are grapes of poison, bitter clusters on it. Venom of serpents is their wine, poison of vipers so cruel. Is it not stored up with me, sealed, and in my treasure? Vengeance is mine. In my treasuries, vengeance is mine in payback for the time when their foot staggers. Surely their day of disaster is near. What is prepared rushes on them. For Adonai will judge his people for his servants. He will relent when he sees that strength is gone and no one is left, slave or free. He will say, where are their gods, the rocks they took refuge in? Who ate that fat of their sacrifices and drank the wine of their liberation? Let them rise up and help you to be a shelter over you. See how that I am He. There are no other gods besides me. I bring death and give life. I've wounded, but I will heal, and none can rescue from my hand. Yes, I will lift up my hand to heaven and say, as I myself live forever, when I sharpen my lightning sword and my hand seizes it in judgment, I will return vengeance on my foes, and those who hate me will pay back. I will make my arrows drunk from blood, and my sword will devour flesh, the blood of the slain and the captive, the head of the leaders of the enemies. Make his people rejoice, O nations, for he will avenge the blood of his servants. He will return vengeance on his foes and atone for the land of his people. Then Moshe came and spoke all the words of this song in the ears of the people, he and Joshua son of Nun. When Moshe finished speaking all these words to all Israel, he said to them, put in your hearts all the words that I call as witness against you today, that you may command your children to keep and to all the words of this Torah. For it is not an empty thing for you, because it is your life. By this word you will prolong your days on the land, which you are crossing over the Jordan to possess. At that very day, Adonai spoke to Moshe, saying, go up this mountain of the Avarim, Mount Nebo, which is in the land of Moab, facing Jericho, and see the land of Canaan, which I am giving to Bnei Israel as a possession. On the mountain that they are ascending, there be gathered to his people, as Aaron your brother died on Mount Hor, and was gathered by his people, because you both broke faith with me among Bnei Israel at the waters of Meribah Kadesh in the wilderness of Sin, because you did not treat me as holy in the midst of Bnei Israel. For you will see the land from afar, but you will not enter there into the land that I am giving you, that I'm giving to Bnei Israel. Chapter 33. This is the blessing with which Moshe, the man of God, blessed Israel before his death. He said, Adonai came from Sinai and dawned on Bnei Israel from Seir. He shone forth from Mount Paran, and he came from the holy myriads, blazing fire from them from his right hand. Blazing fire for them from his right hand. Indeed, a lover of peoples is he. All his kedoshim are in his hand. They follow in your steps, each receiving your words. Torah Moses commanded us a heritage for the community of Jacob. He became king in Jeshurun when the beasts of the people gathered all the tribes of Israel together. Let Reuben live and not die, though his people become few. Now this is for Judah, he said. Hear Adonai, the voice of Judah. Bring him to his people, his hands contend for him. So you will be a help against his foes. For Levi said, let your Tumim and Urim be with your pious man. You tested him at Massa, you strived with him at the waters of Meribah. He said of his father and mother, I have not seen them, nor did he acknowledge his brothers and acknowledge his children. For they observed your word and kept your covenant. They will teach Adonai your judgments, and Israel your Torah. They will put incense in your nose and whole burnt offerings on your altar. Adonai bless his resources. Find favor in the works of his hands. Crush the loins of those who rise against him and hate him, so they do not rise again. For Benjamin, he said, the beloved of Adonai rests securely beside him. He shields him all day long. Between his shoulders he rests. For Joseph, he said, may his land be blessed by Adonai with heavenly bounty from the dew and from the deep lying beneath, and with the bounty of the sun's produce and the mouth's yield, and with the best from the ancient mountains and the bounty of the everlasting hills, with earth's bounty and its fullness, and the favor of the one dwelling in the brush. May it come to Joseph's head on the crown of the princes among his peoples. The firstborn ox majesty is his horn are the horns of the wild ox. With them he gorges people all at once to the ends of the earth. They are the myriads of Ephraim, they are the thousands of Manasseh. For Zebulun he said, Rejoice, Zebulun, in your going out, and Issachar in your tents. People they call to the mountain, there they offer righteous sacrifices, for they suckle the abundance of the seas and the hidden treasures of the sand. For God, he said, Blessed is the one who enlarges God. Like a lion he crouches and tears off an arm and even the crown of a head. He chose the best for himself, for there a marked portion was reserved. He said with the heads of the people, he carried out Adonai's justice and his judgments for Israel. For Dan he said, Dan is a lion's cub leaping out of the Bashan. For Naphtali he said, O Naphtali, satisfied with favor and full of the blessing of Adonai, possess the sea and the south. For Asher he said, Most blessed of sons in Asher. May he be the favorite of his brothers. May he dip his foot in oil. The bolts of your gates will be iron and bronze. As your days, so will your strength be. There is none like God, Jeshurun, riding through the clouds to your aid and through the skies in his majesty. A refuge is the ancient God, and beneath our everlasting arms he drove out the enemy before you and said, Destroy. So Israel rests in safety. Untroubled is Jacob's fountain, in a land of grain and new wine. Yes, his heavens drip dew. Happy are you, O Israel, who is like you, a people saved by Adonai, the shield of your help and the sword of your triumph. Your enemies will cower before you, and you will trample on their backs. Chapter 34. Then Moshe went up from the plains of Moab to Mount Nebo, to the top of Pisgah, which is opposite to Jericho. Adonai showed him all the land, Gilead to Dan, and all the Naphtali, the land of Ephraim and Manasseh, all the land of Judah as far as the western sea, and the Negev and the plain of the Jericho, valley of Jericho, the city of palm trees as far as Zoar. Then Adonai said to him, This is the land that I swore to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, saying, I will give it to your seed. I let you see it with your eyes, but you will not cross over there. So Moshe, the servant of Adonai, died there in the land of Moab, as was from the mouth of Adonai. Then he buried him in the valley in the land of Moab, opposite Beth Peor, but no one knows of his burial place to this day. Moshe was 120 years old when he died. His eyes were not dim or not vigor gone. Bnei Israel wept for Moses in the plains of Moab 30 days. Then the days of weeping, mourning for Moshe were ended. Now Joshua son of Nun were full of the spirit of the wisdom, for Moses had laid his hands on him. So Bnei Israel listened to him and did just as Adonai had commanded Moshe. There was not risen again a prophet in Israel like Moses, whom Adonai knew face to face with all the signs and wonders Adonai sent to him to do in the land of Egypt, by the strong hand and great awe that Moshe did in the sight of all Israel.